He's gonna make it clear. Did you know? Come on, listen here. Did you know?
Hello. We are here today in this episode of the Did You Know Show at one of my favorite locations in the city of Philadelphia called the Why Not Prosper. It is a reentry program for women that have come home. They believe in giving a hand up, not a hand down, and they really work with people, specifically women, to reenter the community, whether that is to reenter for housing, reconnect with their children, in some cases get their children out of foster care, get suitable employment to just live in a society as prosperous citizens. I'm here today with my very good friend, and I met her years ago, and I latch on to people, and I'm glad I latched on to her because sometimes I need to just really have balance in talking to her and really find her spirit, because that spirit picks my spirit up. And she's been very successful. If you remember, when we first started the Did You Know Show, we were here a few years ago, and we talked to a couple of people. We talked to Ramon Cruz, we talked to Rick Ford, we talked to Michelle Simmons, Reverend Michelle Simmons, and they all shared their stories of their trials and tribulations, but more importantly, they shared how they got over arc and are now in separate ways really passing on the message that you can really prosper. So without further ado, I have with me today, I have Reverend Michelle Simmons, who is the founder and visionary of this not-for-profit. And then we have one of the board members, Nikki Jefferson, who is a retired correctional officer for over 30 years. She's on the board and she's helping lead in the mission of this organization. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you for inviting us back on the set. And every time I come here, I'm not telling any tales. I really get a rejuvenation of spirit because the energy here is cosmic. It's something that is relatable. You ladies do an excellent job. So without me getting into it, Michelle, give us Why Not Prosper, 2.0, if you will.
Okay.
And then Nikki, you tell us what you're doing on the board and what your mission is too. So starting with you, Michelle, tell us give the cliff notes of Why Not Prosper. What are you doing today?
Okay, so I'm Reverend Michelle. You know that, Brian, and I'm so happy to be here on the show with you again. So Why Not Prosper? That's my baby. I started Why Not Prosper when I was 8 months clean from drugs and alcohol, and God gave me a vision to open up a house, and I was still trying to fight to get my own kids back, but we're celebrating 20 years this year, right?
Oh, wow, really?
This was our 20-year anniversary.
Right on.
Yay, right? And so what we do here at Why Not Prosper, we're a transitional house for women coming from prison. We support the women to three things. Stay clean must come first, right?
Right.
And then secondly, to reunite with their children. And lastly, to make family sustaining wages, right? And of course, that's coupled with all other things that the women need to become whole, like mental health, trauma, domestic violence. So there's a little tentacles that we support the women to heal in those areas as well.
Okay.
Right? And so I am this has actually just been my baby, Why Not Prosper. It's the way I move, I live, and I just have my whole life. Why Not Prosper has been that for me, right? Helping these women. And you know what? Now it ain't even work. It's just something to do, right?
It's a passion.
Absolutely.
When you love what you do, it becomes a passion, and it fuels your energy.
Yeah.
Nikki, let's pivot a little bit. So you're on the board.
Yes.
Hey.
And how did you get involved with Why Not Prosper, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I worked with the females at RCF on State Road for 17 years.
RCF being a correctional facility.
Yes.
What does that stand for, RCF?
A Riverside Correctional Facility.
Okay. And so
I worked with the females there for 17 years. And in the midst of that, I always had a passion for women. I mean, through my faith, I've always worked in ministry as far as with women in my church. But also, me and my husband wanted to open up a house years ago. But in the midst of all that, I lost my husband.
Okay.
And I thought that the vision had died. But, just being around it, it still stirred up something. Just being around the women, it still stirred up something inside of me. But during the COVID time, I had a chance to just sit down and reflect on my life and where I wanted to go from that moment. And then it was a day that I had to drop an inmate off here at her facility. And that's when I reconnected with Reverend Michelle. And then at that moment, she said, "Come see me," and that was the start of it all. And that was when I ended up retiring at that point. And then I found my way volunteering with her. One day she was on Facebook, and she said, "Come see me," and then I came and seen her, and the rest is history. I've been here ever since.
Right on. And it's funny how, and everything in divine order.
Yes.
So, fast forward to now, there's a lot going on at Why Not Prosper. Obviously, you're helping women re-enter the society as sustaining citizens.
Yes.
But you also have different programs that you're introducing. And in a little bit, we're going to be talking to a few of the graduates
That's it.
that have changed their lives around. They were held accountable.
That's it.
Held accountable for their actions, and they came out and they came home, and they are really just taking a brighter step to that. But what I like about Why Not Prosper is the fact that you guys evangelize the struggle and evangelize turning a lemon into lemonade. You can do it if you want to.
Absolutely.
Slide stone, slide the family stone said you can make it if you try, right?
All right, all right.
So what's going on? You got the book right there. What's that about?
Okay, so this here is my Why Not Prosper manual. If you wanted to open up a transitional house, I give you step-by-step instructions. I also let them know the do's and the don'ts, the pros and the cons. I have like sections in here where I put in italicized. That means this is what I did that wasn't supportive. I also put on some pages what I did that was very supportive. So Why Not Prosper has like several different programs, like you said. The house is our signature program. We have a resource center for those that's coming home that might have somewhere healthy to go, but just maybe need an ID or need a birth certificate or need to, get a GED and some tutoring. Like we have those type of services at our Workforce Academy. But this here's my baby. I actually did this book for my doctorate, right? And this book was birthed because so many women kept calling me saying, God said, open up a program. And they was like, well, can you sit down and can you talk to me? And so I told my teacher, she said, well, maybe that could be your dissertation to research how to do it. So this Why Not Prosper House Manual was created from other people calling me, right? And that's how I birthed this vision, because I said, okay, I'll sit down and help you do a board, and I'll sit with you and help you do your bylaws. So now this is what this book entails. Like it gives you step-by-step instructions, how to fill out the 501c3, how to get grants, how to do a budget. I'll tell you what I did wrong, how to get zoning. Everybody think they could just go open up a program anywhere they want to, like in the middle of somebody's block. It's not permissible, all right?
Right.
And I've seen a lot of people go get places and fix them up, and then City of Philadelphia say, not in my neighborhood, okay?
Right.
So this book kind of give you some instructions. So it's the Why Not Prosper, how I started a transitional living facility, and you can too, And so I use this to teach and train other women to start their own business. Actually, this book is a part of the Michelle Ann Simmons ministry, right? But Michelle Ann ministry just sits really low. Why Not Prosper? Just take over everything. Praise the Lord. This is the baby right here that I use. Actually, this needs to be updated too, because it's good for Pennsylvania. But each state have different laws as it relates to opening up a transitional house. So this here was my baby right here. The how I started the program manual. And I even have a checklist. This book also was a reminder for me when I first got the vision to open Why Not Prosper. I had 8 months clean. I ain't had no education. I ain't have anything. And I had ran around and told everybody I wanted to open up a program. And what happened? They said, you need to get a board. And I was like, what's that? And they said, you need to get a 501c3. I said, what's that? And so anyway, I went to the library and I got a book, How to Start a Nonprofit. And in the back, it was a checklist. So I have a checklist in the back of this manual for people that's starting fresh, so they can have like some tools how to move forward.
Now, one of the things we at Always Best Care, we sponsor, and it's fun sponsoring. You guys have events. You ladies have events all throughout the course of the year. And anytime I'm doing something, I have to bring y'all with me.
Yeah, I
bring y'all with me when I'm doing different things, because I reckon you never know. My great-grandmother used to always say, you never know who's going to give you your last cup of water.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so from that, you never really know really, when you're saying and what you're doing, how it affects people that are on the peripheral. Certainly, you talk to the people that are here and that are in your direct tentacles and your feeling in your village and that kind of thing. But it's the people that are outside of your village that are watching,
Yes,
that are
yes.
trying to figure out their way in.
Yes,
And
yes.
so, with that, what I learned recently at your graduation,
Okay.
that that I don't hear you talk a lot about, maybe talk about it in group, is that sometimes people relapse.
Yes, they do.
And they have to, sometimes it takes them 2 or 3 times to get
That's
it,
it.
or maybe sometimes more than that to get it straight. And at the graduation, I was just floored. Hold on, the whole graduation presentation, and we're going to play a snippet of that in the show,
Okay.
of the intro. I was knocked down. I've been to several graduations, spoke at several graduations at the high school level, middle school, and college level.
Yeah. I seen you was keynote recently.
I was keynote at a national our national achievement meet for the Mega Psi Phi fraternity. So shout out to the brothers. But seeing this graduation, I couldn't help as I sat there with the family, with the village that have supported these women through their trials and tribulations, and really listen to their different testimonies.
Yeah.
I was really moved by the amount of courage that it takes to stand in front of in some ways, your family's out in the audience, but then there are also strangers that you don't know.
That's right.
And stand there and tell them that I fell, and I fell hard. And some of them went into, well, I fell a few times.
Yeah.
But the Rev and the sponsors pulled me out of it. Tell us about that. Tell us about what people can expect when they join the program. What are the expectations of you as a new participant or an ongoing participant? And then what's the graduation? How do you graduate? How do you matriculate? How does that happen?
So, first of all, coming into Why Not Prosper, I'm really clear with women that apply to come here that this is an in-your-face type of program. It's transitional housing. It's not recovery where you sit in the chair or in the bed all day. Everybody moving and shaking all day, starting at 7 a.m., right? And so the expectations of a person here, we have a program fee. Everybody have to pay $400 to be here, right? Also, what they have to do is they have to stay in treatment, right? That means you got to get your mental health, your and your psychiatry, your mental health ones stable, and then substance use. We try to help them have long-term recovery. And like you mentioned, some people fall off the wagon, and we don't beat people up when they fall off. We're very non-judgmental, okay? So if you use, because we do test randomly around here, and when you use, we just say, all right, what's going on, basically, and put them on a contract and try to, look at really underneath of the cover, right? What's going on? It's like an iceberg. We only see up top, but underneath of the iceberg is a whole bunch of stuff going on. So here at Why Not Prosper, we support them to, be accountable, right? We support them to take ownership. And so what we expect for them to do is just be willing and be honest, right? I don't even want to know what they did, whatever they did to get in trouble. Like, we take sex offenders, we took arsonists, we took, I don't even look at all their record. All I want to know is what you want to do about your problem and how can I help. And so basically, the women right here, we just want them to pay their fees, get a job, keep a good attitude, be open-minded, willing, and honest. Those are the how of the program. That's Narcotic Anonymous language, right? Got to bring that on in here. Okay, the how of the program. And so with that, they're well on their way, right? And so, we already know they know how to mess up. We already know they know how to get high. We already know they know how to make some money, right? So what we teach them here is a new foundation, right? Give them some skills, give them some tools, give them some principles, right? That they can now lean on. So like when somebody piss you off, you ain't getting the gun or you ain't shooting them, but you using your scripture, right? Or you using prayer, or you just learn to be quiet and walk away, right? So these are the things. I think that's why our city is on fire now with the homicides that it is, because people don't know how to deal with retaliation, and they don't know how to deal when they deal with emotions and getting their feelings hurt. So here, Why Not Prosper, we give them some skills and tools, right? We want them to walk out of here with their head held high, be able to have a rough day and not use, be able to lose a family member and not use, right? Be able to be told and not use, because usually that's the biggest thing. They suffer. They want their way all the time. Can't tell them no ever. So, that's kind of like the expectations here. Nobody perfect, right? But we are progressing somewhere. Like if you're doing the same things you was doing when you got here, like say you've been here for 30 days, you shouldn't be doing the same things 30 days later, right? So we just, monitor behavior. I call myself the behaviorist, okay? And I be studying behavior. I be like, yo, you always lying. And I don't say it judgmental, but did you notice that? And so just call them on their stuff, right? They need to hear that. They need those rough conversations, tough, honest conversations. Call them on that. Sit down. You moving all around. Like, so yeah, I love what I do, and I really love like coaching them and supporting them to their next level of living, right?
Right. And so, Nikki, so now you've ascended to a board member. What is your role more so? How do you support the organization? What are you doing on the board, if you don't mind me
Well, I
asking?
just became a board member
Okay.
maybe a few weeks ago.
Okay.
But the goal is for myself is to bridge the gap between a prison and the transitional housing. You know, I would love to be able to go back inside and help in that capacity to bridge the gap so much, because that's the problem right there. The resources, a lot of times the prisons I see for myself is that they just let the women go. They don't really have a place for them to really come out and go into, or even offer them places to go to. You know, Reverend Michelle is probably the only one that I really hear about between maybe Gardenzia and other programs, but it's not that many. And that's the place that I think that the women need. I think that they shouldn't be just sent out on the streets and not have a discharge plan, you know, a plan as to what they need to do next. And what I see being here is, you know, Rev is really big on that, you know, connecting with the prison. And that's where I really want to go into that direction.
And so we have, in the next segment, I am so excited to talk to some folks that have gone through the program, that are still in the program, have graduated, or have just arced and are just embarking on some of their personal goals. I understand that I have a few women that I'm going to talk to next that have not only changed their lemon into lemonade, but they in some ways have changed their position into an entrepreneurial spirit.
Come on, that's it.
So stay tuned. Don't go away. We're going to bring some folks on here. We're going to talk about what got them into trouble, and we're going to spend more time on how they're staying out of trouble and how they're being positive. Don't go away.
Always Best Care specializes in helping seniors who wish to remain in their home but need assistance. Our flexible care programs vary from hourly to live-in. Simply put, we're there when you need us. And Always Best Care is an approved Community Health Choices provider. Call today and we'll meet with you to develop a personalized care plan. Always Best Care Senior Services, doing more, caring more, and dedicated to exceeding your expectations. Always.
Always Best Care is a great place to work. Flexibility,
leadership, purpose,
great benefits.
There's never a dull moment.
Diversity, inclusion, compasión.
We love our jobs. If you're looking for a great place to work, you can join our compassionate Team Green. You can apply online at teamgreenabc.com or call 267-909-9248.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Did you know?
Welcome back to the Did You Know Show. I am going to continue the conversation now with Namritha Nurola. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Right on. So Namritha is a senior at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. She is from Chicago. Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
And majoring in finance and business analytics with a minor in urban studies. She has a passionate about engaging in the Philadelphia community since she started her Penn journey. Yeah. Wow. And her final year in college, she is excited to pursue a project that lies at the intersection of women's empowerment, entrepreneurship, education, and criminal justice reform. No wonder you're here with Why Not Prosper.
Exactly.
Well, tell us a little bit about you and what your connection is with Why Not Prosper.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, I'm a senior at Wharton studying finance and business analytics and minoring in urban studies, originally from Chicago. And ever since I got to Penn, really wanted to engage with the Philadelphia community. It's something I was passionate about in Chicago and wanted to bring my passion for social entrepreneurship to Philly. And so on campus, I serve as the president of Wharton Women, which is an organization that empowers women at Penn, both personally and professionally. And so last year we got connected with Rev within Why Not Prosper, and I wanted to do kind of a philanthropy project and help Why Not Prosper build an entrepreneurship module and entrepreneurship education system, because I think entrepreneurship would be a really great fit for a lot of the women here, because the great part about entrepreneurship is that it can help combat recidivism, build financial independence, boost self-confidence, and also it offers a really great opportunity for women who may not be ready or may not want to re-enter the traditional workforce. So that's kind of where the seed started to lie and how I got started with Why Not Prosper.
Wow, you just said a mouthful. So we have a lot to unpack there. So your connection right now, so is this just a philanthropic initiative on your part, or are you getting school credit for it?
So right now I'm just doing it on my part, just because I want to.
Right on. That speaks a lot to your character.
Yeah.
So what are you working on? So I guess what I'm hearing then is you're offering some type of course or tools to help women at Why Not Prosper build their own entrepreneurial spirit, or build from
Exactly.
it. So I see you got a nice binder there. Tell me about it. What's this all about?
Yeah, so basically, Rev and I are building a 6 to 8 week entrepreneurship course that we're going to launch in 2022.
Okay.
And basically, every week is a different module. So we have, like, module 1 is an introduction to entrepreneurship and building your goals. You have a business plan, pitching, marketing, finance. So all the essentials you would need to start your own business.
Okay.
And then it also culminates in pitching and how to kind of express and how to build grit and resilience, because I think a really big part of the entrepreneurial journey is how to build that grit, because that can be the hardest part of starting a business, is you're taking a really big leap of faith and it's pretty risky.
Tell me about it.
So part of those, so basically I'm planning to come in to Why Not Prosper every week in 2022 in the spring, and kind of host this course. We're going to bring in guest speakers, have videos, activities, make it super interactive. Then alongside, I want to offer one-on-one venture support and mentorship to the woman as well, and take what I've learned in business school and kind of give it back in the Philly community.
Wow. So let me ask you a personal question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay here, or are you going back to Chicago? It sounds like you're going to stay with us.
So after graduation, I'm going to be heading to New York, but I think I'm going to be on the East Coast for a little bit before I go back to Chicago.
Okay. Well, we love to have you. Yeah. It's really an inviting program. Is that something that you're going to build as a program to really help organizations like Why Not Prosper?
Yeah, so I think that would be a great goal, is once we can kind of establish a pilot program at Why Not Prosper and see if it works, kind of figure out the kinks, I would love to kind of move it to similar organizations with similar goals as Why Not Prosper, because I really feel like it's really connected to Why Not Prosper's mission first, because Why Not Prosper is offering a hand up, not a handout, right? And that's the same thing with entrepreneurship education. You're empowering women to do better for themselves, and you're giving them the tools to do so. And by doing that, you're allowing them to empower themselves, empower their community, because they need local suppliers and local vendors. They're going to empower local consumers. And then women who also see themselves in similar situations are going to be inspired. So I'm going to start with Why Not Prosper, because the mission is so aligned, but I'm sure there are many other organizations that I would love to take this to.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Yeah. Your energy is contagious.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So what party message, as we kind of round in this segment of the show, what party message would you give advice to people that are in the embryonic stages, if you will, of entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I guess I would just say you don't need all of the answers when you start your own business. I would just say if you have an idea and something that you're so passionate about, it's what's keeping you up at night, and you kind of figured out your niche, just go for it. Take that leap of faith, and there's a lot of support networks that you can just find online by doing some research, and a lot out there, but you definitely don't need all the answers. Just go for it.
Thank you for coming on, and thank you for all that you do with Why Not Prosper.
Of course. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, stay tuned. We're going to continue our conversation at Why Not Prosper with the participants and some of the graduates. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
Did you know?
Thank you.
Always Best Care specializes in helping seniors who wish to remain in their home but need assistance. Our flexible care programs vary from hourly to live-in. Simply put, we're there when you need us. And Always Best Care is an approved Community Health Choices provider. Call today and we'll meet with you to develop a personalized care plan. Always Best Care Senior Services, doing more, caring more, and dedicated to exceeding your expectations. Always.
Always Best Care is a great place to work.
Flexibility,
Leadership. Purpose.
Great benefits.
There's never a dull moment.
diversity, inclusion, compasión.
We love our jobs. If you're looking for a great place to work, you can join our compassionate Team Green. You can apply online at teamgreenabc.com or call 267-909-9248.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Did you know?
Welcome back to the Did You Know Show. I want to remind all of the viewers that you can catch me on Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WURDradio.com or 96.1 FM or 900 AM. The Did You Know Show is centered around connecting people to home, community, and business resources that you ordinarily wouldn't know about. Right now, it's my real pleasure to speak to two active participants in the Why Not Prosper program. We have Leah Ellison and Antoinette Edwards. And I just want you ladies to be calm. And then, Leah, let's start with you. Why don't you tell us your journey, if you don't mind, and then how you got to Why Not Prosper and what you're doing today.
Okay, so I'm 41 years old. I struggled with addiction.
Okay.
I struggled for a long time, about 10 years.
Okay.
It took me in and out of county jails, in and out of Muncie State Prison, and I just kept living my life in circles.
Okay.
I was introduced to the Why Not Prosper program through a pamphlet that I found at Cambridge State Prison. It's an SCI, a Pennsylvania State Prison.
Okay.
And I wrote a letter to Why Not Prosper, and the response was that I had a home plan and somewhere that I could go to.
Right on.
So, yes.
And then how long have you been with Why Not Prosper?
Okay, so I have been here 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's a really nice program. It has given me some sort of a direction. It's given me somewhere to go, somewhere that I could rest, get my goals in order, and figure out how to reach those goals.
Now, you're not from here. You know, I read your bio. You're from You're from New York.
Watertown.
Watertown, New York.
Yeah.
So you're down in Pennsylvania. Do you think that helps your situation in terms of staying clean and staying out of trouble?
I believe that you take yourself with you no matter where you go.
Okay.
So
I never heard it put that way before, but that's all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, you take yourself with you no matter where you go, and they have the same things basically no matter where you are. It's just what you choose to do, you know, and what you look for, you will find. Though I do find this program is rather unique, and I've been blessed to come across it.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. What are you doing now?
Okay, so I'm aspiring to go back to school.
Okay.
I would like to study sociology, human services. It's in my heart to help other females in the future that have found themselves in situations like I have. And, you know, I just want to be living proof that you can persevere.
Right on, positive. Yeah. Antoinette Edwards.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right, Ladybug. So tell me, how did you get connected to Why Not Prosper? What was your situation?
Okay, I was recently incarcerated at Muncie for 4 years straight. So I was close to my release date, and I was looking for a home plan. The counselor said, "Have you heard of Why Not Prosper?" I said, "No." I said, "That sounds like a good program," but she offered me a couple more, but something told me to pick Why Not Prosper.
Okay.
And as me coming here, I was inspired to be here. You know, I wanna move forward in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from trauma. Like, I've been abused, I've been molested. Like, I've been through so much. So as I'm being here now, I'm in school, I'm working, you know, and I'm opening up my own business. I'm not just opening up the business for the money, though.
Right.
I'm opening up the business for women that's not confident about themselves. So when they walk inside my shop, they'll walk out with a different attitude. They're satisfied, they're rejuvenated, they're happy. You feel what I'm saying?
I do. Right on. So tell us about your business. Tell us about your business you want to do.
Okay, so I'm going to be doing lashes and stuff like that. But it's not just lashes, like full facial makeup.
Okay.
And You know, it's not just about that. I want to like have like conference meetings in there and stuff like that for women too.
To talk to them.
Yeah, to talk to them and stuff. If they're up for the conversation, you know.
And so how long have you been with Why Not Prosper?
I've been with Why Not Prosper for 6 months.
6 months. And so some of the pitfalls, I mean, and the commonality that I hear is that you want to pass on your sweat equity and mistakes. Is that a good way to put it?
Yes.
You know, because
your
you feel like
imperfections.
Yes, your imperfections, and really remind people that, you know, you might be able to make mistakes, but I like what you said, Leah, when you said, you know, you take yourself wherever you go. And you agree? You know, and so, you know, it's about making the correct choices, and sometimes you're not afforded those choices. Would you agree, depending on, you know, different scenarios, that, you know, that would help you make those correct decisions? What would you say to the families of people that have gotten some bumps and bruises with incarceration, be it addiction or, you know, whatever it was, prostitution, addiction, or retail theft? If you made a mistake, what would you say to a family or a young person that's watching this or anything like that to get to a program like Why Not Prosper? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them to keep their faith in God.
Okay.
That's number one. God is your number one priority when you are going through trials and tribulations.
Okay.
You know, every day you wake up, you say, God, thank you that I am here, that I am still breathing. Mm-hmm. That I am here to make a mistake and learn from it. God is going to forgive you for everything that you have done wrong. Okay. You know, take your step forward. If you want the help, you listen. Like if you want somebody to help you, you gotta want it in return. You know.
Okay.
I have learned that, like me, this is a whole different me. Because back in the day, I used to be bad. I used to be a mess. But it took me being incarcerated for me to learn that my behavior back then was unappreciative. It was a mess. So now I'm looking at things differently now, and I'm moving forward in my life.
Right on. Leah, what would you say?
I would say never give up hope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, and I know there's some real rainy days that you just can't seem to dry off, but there's always a way to look up. Never stop listening, you know, because you never know when you're going to hear something that could change your life. And you never know how your situation and your story could be just one word, could be enough to change somebody else's life and, you know, to save lives. So, yeah, keep an open eye, open ears, and an open heart.
Right on. Yeah. Well, thank you for participating. I really appreciate it. I've been uplifted. We're going to continue our show. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring on two more graduates of the program. You ladies are active participants.
Yes, sir.
In the next segment, we're going to talk to some women that have graduated from the program. Do not go away. You're in for a treat. Thank you.
Did you know?
Very good.
Always Best Care specializes in helping seniors who wish to remain in their home but need assistance. Our flexible care programs vary from hourly to live-in. Simply put, we're there when you need us. And Always Best Care is an approved Community Health Choices provider. Call today and we'll meet with you to develop a personalized care plan. Always Best Care Senior Services. Doing more, caring more, and dedicated to exceeding your expectations. Always.
Always Best Care is a great place to work.
Flexibility,
leadership, purpose,
great benefits.
There's never a dull moment.
diversity, inclusion, compasión.
We love our jobs. If you're looking for a great place to work, you can join our compassionate Team Green. You can apply online at teamgreenabc.com or call 267-909-9248.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Did you know?
Welcome back to the Did You Know Show. With me now I have Makita Shaw and Faith Bartley. They are two graduates of the Why Not Prosper program, but they're here to tell us their story and a little bit about their journey. So, Faith, let's start with you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you know,
thanks for having me.
And you've been on the radio show before and you told your story and that kind of thing. But for the viewing audience, if you don't mind sharing your story and then what brought you to Why Not Prosper?
All right, so hi everybody. My name is Faith Bartley. I am a graduate of Why Not Prosper. I came to Why Not Prosper in October of 2017, completely defeated by crack cocaine and alcohol and pills and weed, everything. So I came here when I was 53. I am now 57 years old. Came in here, like I said, defeated, homeless, right? And Why Not Prosper opened their doors up to me. And the way Reverend Michelle has it set up here, Why Not Prosper don't really take people off the street. And somehow the Lord saw fit to give me grace and mercy for her, touch her heart and let me in, right? And so I've been here since then. And since then, right? And let me back it up a little bit. So by way of crack cocaine, prostitution, no teeth, I now have a fresh set of teeth because the willingness I have, taking suggestions from Reverend Michelle Simmons played a very important part in my life and what you see of me now. Very hard. I was very hard-headed, you know what I mean? Even when I first came here, the first year was kind of difficult for me to adjust. I was like, oh, you got to pray when you pick up a fork. You got to pray, pray, pray. And I was so disconnected from my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I didn't realize how disconnected I was. And so today I have a really awesome relationship with my Lord and Savior. And it's through His grace and mercy that I'm alive and doing well. Yeah.
And so you graduated. You graduated from the program?
Yeah, I graduated from the program. But I still reside here. Reverend Michelle at Why Not Prosper has an independent living house around the corner on Chew Ave. And I still reside here. And I was telling one of my peers, if I had to move today or tomorrow, I have enough money saved up that I can move. But I don't feel like I'm ready yet. You know what I mean? It's still some things that I want to accomplish. I'm still trying to purge out some of that trauma that was embedded in me from being molested at 12 years old as a child, you understand? And so I'm continually in therapy. I've done a year in outpatient drug and alcohol, so that's complete. And I sit here before you today with 1 degree, associate's degree, which I got in May of 2021 from Harcum. And I'm now in Chestnut Hill for my bachelor's because Rev said, because I was like, after I got the associate's degree, I was like, oh, well, Rev, I'm going to take off a year. I'm a little tired. She was like, no, don't break the momentum. Why would you do that? So at 57 years old, I am in an 8-week accelerated program at Chestnut Hill College, where it would take the average student from 15 weeks per class. It takes me 8 weeks, so it's constant work, constant papers. And so I didn't know I had all this in me. You know what I mean?
Wow. Marquita.
Yes.
What was your story?
Well, I've been here at Why Not Prosper for 8 months. While being here, I had got my Safe Serve certificate and Home Health Aid certificate. I graduated from here, and I just love being here.
Right on. And so, what brought you? If you don't mind me asking, what brought you here? Not to so much glorify the situation, but also to share how you got over it.
So I had got locked up. I spent 8 months in jail. In order for me to get released from jail, the judge ordered that I had to get released to a program. So my caseworker that I had at the time, he called around and he found Why Not Prosper. I talked to him over the phone. They talked to me. So once they finished talking to me, next thing I know, in 2 weeks, I was released from jail into the program.
Wow. It's my understanding you have a business that you're trying to work on. Tell us about that journey.
So my business is called Brody Boys of Clothing Line. How that got started was I knew someone that was in jail at the time. He was doing time. He didn't get sentenced yet, but he was about to get sentenced. And he asked me what I wanted to do, and I told him that I wanted to be a fashion designer. That's what I've been working on for over a decade. So he said, okay, well, maybe I could get some sketches, sketch it up for you and send it to you and see if you like them. So he sketched some sketches up for me, and he sent it to me. And I said, oh, yeah, I could do something with this. So I started saving up my money, and I had got all the supplies and tools that I needed to start the clothing line. And at the time, I had someone that was also in the industry already. I collaborated with him.
And once he came over and saw how I had everything set up, he's like, "You on your way?" And next thing I know, I just started heat pressing T-shirts at the time.
Hold your T-shirt up. Come on, let's tell us about it.
This is the T-shirt. It calls Brody Boys. This is the front of it.
Now, what is it called?
Brody Boys.
Brody Boys.
You've been tested, tried, and approved.
All right.
Yes.
Solid. So, all right. So then you're on your way. So, what message? And we'll go back to Faith. What message would you tell somebody or their family how to support them, or how to, because you give Reverend Michelle, Faith, a lot of props, but it was really you who took the bull by the horns and made some changes. And I love it, and the courage that you show, when you're in sharing your story, is really, really engaging. But talk to the people out there that might be going through something that need that little push. What would you say to them?
I would say allow people to help you. Sometimes I used to get in my own way, right? I wouldn't allow the help. So when I became willing to get the support, because what a lot of women need today, Mr. Green, is support. They need support. And some people don't know how to get that support. Some people don't know how to accept support. You know what I mean? Support can look like up in your face, somebody giving you constructive criticism, trying to push you to a greater level, a higher level. And sometimes we buck at that. I know I did. The first year I was here, I wasn't listening to what nobody had to say. All I wanted to know is, why not prosper? How can you help? What is your success rate? Because I'm in pain and I need to get this thing right. You know what I mean? So I allowed the help. You know what I mean? People always scream that they want the help, they want the support, but it don't always, it's not always going to be fitting at times. It's going to be harsh. You know what I mean? How thick is your skin to take constructive criticism and keep pushing? You understand what I'm saying? Especially when you know the love is here, And I didn't know how to identify love. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to identify it, because for so long, love looked like to me, if I had something, you was with me. You know what I mean? And I was paying for love. So when I came to Why Not Prosper, and I'm like, this lady love us? How is this? I didn't know how to receive it. And so now being here for almost 4 years, I'm starting to learn how to love myself, because I think it starts with me first. You know what I mean? I love myself enough not to get up and keep pushing and allow people in my life that's going to help me and that's going to help me prosper and get to my greater good.
Right on. Well said. And very moving. So, Marquita, what would you say to somebody? What would you say to somebody to keep them on the right path, or somebody that's veered off of the 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
I would say keep going, stay focused, accept criticism, and just welcome people in your life that's trying to help you and see you through.
Okay. Well, thank you both for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thanks for having us.
We're gonna show now. We're gonna show the graduation.
Hey.
That I had the privilege of participating with and actually speaking a little bit at the graduation. And it was a very moving experience. We want to show a little snippet of that, and then we're going to come back and we're going to finish the show talking to Reverend Michelle Simmons. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Anytime that I'm having a hard day or things are not working out how they supposed to be, I say, okay, April, put those big girl drawers on. Let's come on. We got to get this done. Because no one said recovery would be easy. No one said cleaning up the wreckage of your past would be easy. No one said walking into your truth and walking into who you are as a woman supposed to be easy. But it's a lot easier when you have people you can depend on. You guys gotta understand and know that I forever be grateful.
Why Not Prosper means everything to me. When I got here, I was so full of rage. But through coming through Why Not Prosper, it taught me how to forgive, how to let go of pain, how to let go of my trauma. It showed me how to love in spite of. Why Not Prosper became family for me. When everyone turned their back on me, Reverend Michelle opened her door up to me. And Why Not Prosper is a place where women get a hand up and not a hand out.
When Michelle came and got me from prison, I was so skinny I had Daisy Dukes when I went in there, and I couldn't fit them on the way out. So they gave me some sweatpants, and I had nothing. I had burned the bridges from my family, my children. Nobody wanted me to come back home. I had nowhere to go. I blew up everything. I demolished all my relationships with people. So when she took me to that place that she talked about, because it was a house in the middle, it was a graveyard, and it was a church. It was like, what do you want to do with your life? God said, what do you want to do? Do you want to live or do you want to die? And I chose to live. Amen.
The best we can do in life is try to be better, to work towards getting better, and then return to help someone else get better. And that's what Why Not Prosper has been doing for 20 years. I want to help one get better.
Did you know?
Always Best Care is a great place to work.
Flexibility.
Leadership. Purpose.
Great benefits.
There's never a dull moment.
Diversity. Inclusion. Compasión.
We love our jobs. If you're looking for a great place to work, you can join our compassionate Team Green. You can apply online at teamgreenabc.com or call 267-909-9248.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Always Best Care specializes in helping seniors who wish to remain in their home but need assistance. Our flexible care programs vary from hourly to live-in. Simply put, we're there when you need us. And Always Best Care is an approved Community Health Choices provider. Call today and we'll meet with you to develop a personalized care plan. Always Best Care Senior Services, doing more, caring more, and dedicated to exceeding your expectations. Always.
Did you know?
Welcome back to the Did You Know Show. As we wind down the show, I'm here with the visionary, the executive director, the person that made this happen with Why Not Prosper, Reverend Michelle Simmons. We have so much going on, but what I didn't know, tell us about some of the locations.
Okay, so Brian, we got 3 locations in Germantown, 717, 5616, Chew Avenue and 5624 Chew. We got two new locations. I'm so happy and excited.
Right
yes.
on.
All right, so we have a Harrisburg location now, 240 South 13th Street. And what that is that once the women finish at the Philly location, they could move and extend their stay to their own apartment, right? And they could bring their children.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be brand new. So we are now under construction up in Harrisburg. We got 12 one-bedroom apartments and 4 two-bedroom apartments. So we've already partnered up with Patty Kim up in Harrisburg, and she has been connecting us with all the resources and community there. So we're excited about launching that. We're looking to have our open house February 1st.
Wow. And so, what's going on with swag? You got that card. What does that mean?
All right, SWAG is our social justice arm of Why Not Prosper. SWAG stands for Sisters with a Goal, and I think you met Faith early in the show. She's the co-founder of SWAG. We were sitting in here on COVID, and we was trying to figure out how we was going to support the women behind the wall. And they was like, "Red, we need to do journals. We need to give them hygienes. We need to make sure they okay." We made sure they got the vote, and so SWAG was birthed, okay, out of the need, the desire, the burden to support our sisters behind the wall. All righty, and we also have the SWAG hotline. So that means any woman coming home from prison, you do not have to go back to where you got high at. You do not have to go back to that man that was beating you up. Now all you got to do is call 1-866 See Me Now. That's CECC-ME-now 5. 1-866 See Me Now 5. Okay, and somebody gonna answer that phone 24 hours a day. And the people that's answering the phone are your sisters that just came home before you.
And so, for those people that, I get criticized a lot of times for talking fast.
Okay.
For those folks that weren't quick enough to get a pen, it's at the bottom of your screen.
All right. Hey, all right. Excellent.
Tell us about the Inspire magazine.
So Inspire was another initiative that was birthed during COVID. It was so much going on with the George Floyd unrest. It was so much going on with the COVID and the myths and the facts. So Why Not Prosper birthed the Inspire magazine, and we put it out. We publish it every quarter. Our next edition is coming out December 15th. So if you out there and you got a good story and it relates to social justice or recovery or reentry, and you want to put an ad in the paper or got a story, we would love to hear from you. Just go to our website. All the information about the hotline is on the website. All the information about our reentry app, I forgot to mention that. Any resources you need in the city of Philadelphia is on the recovery, the first of its kind in Philadelphia. The recovery and reentry app is all on the website.
And so you at Why Not Prosper have a lot of events that go around year round. You have the graduation and so forth. But what do you do around the holidays? What do you do around Christmas? I know, but tell the people that are looking at it.
So you know what we do? We partner with some of the community partners. I believe partnerships is very, very important. Like, you don't got to be this silo trying to make it all happen. So we partner with you, Always Best Care, and I'm so grateful for that. You make sure every year the girls get coats and boots and hats. And so that's such a blessing. So we have a Christmas party. We extend it not only to the women at Why Not Prosper, to the whole city. All formerly incarcerated women that have a child and they're home and they show up with a red shirt on December 23rd, get to partake in our Christmas party. So we get shot right. My friend Jeff Brown over there supports, and Always Best Care. And what we do is just have a day of fellowship and fun. Have toys. Eastern State Penitentiary, another partner. They drop off a load of toys. They collecting them right now. Go down to Eastern State and drop your free toy off in the box, and they will drop them off here at Why Not Prosper, and then we'll celebrate the women and their children that's formerly incarcerated.
Wow. And that's what happens when you have a great guest. There's so much information to unpack. But what I'm going to ask you to do right now is, you can look at the bottom of your screen and you can find out information about Why Not Prosper through their website and the phone number. But what do you say to the folks that want to support you or the folks that need to be a part of this program?
Yep. So Why Not Prosper puts out a weekly update. I would ask that you get on the website and familiarize yourself with it. Right now the big call to action is making sure that the people that's formerly incarcerated stop having to do lifetime on parole. There's a big push right now to end long-term and lifetime parole. Like, people really is on parole for the rest of their life. They can't even go to Camden without calling their PO. Matter of fact, they can't even go to Montgomery County without calling their PO. So there's a big call to action going on about ending lifetime and long-time parole and probation. But the biggest call to action right now, and if I could get everybody to support me, is I'm collecting washcloths and towels and pencils and paper for every woman in the state of Pennsylvania. Why Not Prosper's partnering up with Francis Wolf, the governor, and we're doing Women Owning Their Wellness Day. And our goal is to make sure every woman in every prison, all in 67 counties, get a care package for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So if you want to donate, you can mail your stuff right here to Why Not Prosper. It got to be all white because the prison got so many guidelines and rules.
Right.
So they got to be washcloths white. It has to be a deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, pencils, or legal pads is what we're collecting. Oh, stamps and envelopes. Don't forget the stamps and envelopes, right? So that's my call to action, everybody. You know, get involved. You know, be a part of the community. If you ain't part of the solution, you part of the problem, right? So right now our city just needs a lot of love. It needs a lot of support, you know. And I got one more thing I want to tell these mothers: get your kids. You know your son got stuff in his room. You know your son is hustling. Get your son, check him, because if not, you're gonna be burying them, right? Because if you don't tell on them and if you don't check them, then they're dying. So I really want to plead out to the moms right now, you know, check your kids, check your kids. I don't know what happened to those days. So that's a big call. We want to do a big campaign here, Why Not Prosper, asking the moms to get their kids. Because if you don't get them that way, you are, you know, and I know the moms scared of their kids.
Some of them are.
They are scared of their children. I hear that all the time. So we want to do I'm Scared hotline. You know what I mean? So you could call in and get some support. You know, so it's a lot going on right now, but I think it starts with the mom and them checking their children. And I probably could talk on and on and on, but moms, check your children, because if not, you're going to have to bury them.
And one more thing, for those folks that need, for those women that are looking for a change or to come home and do something productive.
Yes, yes.
What do you say to them?
You know what? Call Why Not Prosper. You know, anybody in the city of Philadelphia that's dealing with reentry, you cannot talk about women and reentry and Why Not Prosper name don't come up. It just ain't going to happen. So, you know, if you got somebody or if you yourself is sick and tired of you, right, give yourself a break. You know, call the number at the bottom of the screen. I'll be right there. My phone is 24 hours. It's the community phone. The hotline is available. There's no reason that we have to live less than, you know, our higher selves.
Wow. Reverend Michelle Simmons, my friend,
yes.
My real friend.
I love you too.
I love you with a bushel and a peck and a hug around your neck. That's my father's mother used to say. And, you know, and I agree with you. You know, sometimes you got to put tears in your kids' eyes now, or they'll put tears in your eyes later.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of life.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So thank you for having us at Why Not Prosper. This has been the Did You Know Show. Check us out again at 4 p.m. on Saturdays at 96.1 FM or 900 AM on WURDradio.com. This has been brought to you by Always Best Care Senior Services. Peace and light.
Did you know he'll help you understand? Did you know always a right-hand man? Did you know he's gonna make it clear? Did you know? Come on, listen here. Did you know?
Always Best Care specializes in helping seniors who wish to remain in their home but need assistance. Our flexible care programs vary from hourly to live-in. Simply put, we're there when you need us. And Always Best Care is an approved Community Health Choices provider. Call today and we'll meet with you to develop a personalized care plan. Always Best Care Senior Services. Doing more, caring more, and dedicated to exceeding your expectations. Always.
Always Best Care is a great place to work.
Flexibility,
Leadership. Purpose.
Great benefits.
There's never a dull moment.
diversity, inclusion, compasión.
We love our jobs. If you're looking for a great place to work, you can join our compassionate Team Green. You can apply online at teamgreenabc.com or call 267-909-9248.
Teamwork makes the dream work.